Spoilers. 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 I like that word.
I thought you might.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Fan Theories. Supposedly, Time Lords can recognise each other on sight regardless of their current bodies. However, in one of my very first theories concerning the Doctor's mother, many people raised the point of why didn't the 12th Doctor recognise Missy in dark water? Now there are some sources which state that Time Lords have the mental capacity to be able to block other Time Lords from being able to recognise them, and given the Master's hypnotic abilities and penchant for disguises, it is certainly not beyond the skills of the character to believe that this may be true. Some episodes even show that external devices can be used to cloak them, which appropriately for this video the Master has done on several occasions. Such as in Sound of the Drums, where he used the Archangel network to hide himself from the 10th Doctor despite being on Earth all along.
Ah, yes! That's how he hid himself from me, because I should have sent there was another Time Lord on Earth. I should have known way back, but the signal cancelled him out.
And in Spyfall, it is implied that whilst a previous incarnation of the Doctor met the Master when he was disguised as O, he may have also used a perception filter to hide his true identity from the Doctor for so many years, similar to how he also hid from the Nazis in the episode.
Tiny tonic psychic perception filter. Lets people see what they want to see.
However, as the 10th Doctor himself once explained, a perception filter doesn't hide you or make you invisible, just unnoticed. And once someone using a perception filter becomes known, the effect no longer works. This has been seen in the show many times, for example with the TARDIS, with those on the lookout for it, or a police box in general able to see it, although many others will simply walk straight past it. However, there are many other instances of a perception filter being used to hide an individual. In Sound of the Drums, the Master is seemingly aware of the Doctor's presence more than once, even though he can't see him. And in Torchwood, when Jack explains how the hub's invisible lift works.
It's called a perception filter. He can sort of see us, but we don't quite register. Just like something in the corner of your eye.
With Susie Costello later confirming that once you become aware of the effect, it no longer works.
You surrender yourself to it. And that's why the perception filter isn't going to work on me.
Other episodes, such as The Lodger, also state that perception filters have the ability to trick the memory.
No, there's always been an upstairs.
As I think about it.
Yes. No, I don't.
Perception filter, it's more than a disguise, it tricks your memory.
And Night Terrors suggest that inconsistencies will be forgotten.
And how could I forget that Claire can't have kids? How?
Perception filter. Some kind of hugely powerful perception filter convinced you and Claire. Everyone made you change your memory.
It is also worth noting that as of Series 12, we know that Dewan's Master was present on Earth for pretty much all of the series' previous based stories, having had to wait on Earth for 77 years after being abandoned without his TARDIS in 1943. This means that the Doctor should have sensed his presence on Earth long before then. So logically he must have had or found some way to hide his identity, possibly fixing his broken perception filter previously used in 1943 in order to reveal himself to the Doctor at the right moment 77 years later. So how does this all fit into the Doctor not recognising Missy? Well, taking all of this into account is my personal theory that Missy had a perception filter which she used to hide her true identity from the Doctor. However, when he felt her heartbeat, he began to work out who she really was. But as at the time he believed the Master to still be trapped on Gallifrey following the events of the end of time, he probably refused to believe the truth. And so his shock at her revealing her identity to him isn't surprise at her reveal, it's the shock of having his suspicions confirmed, but also the larger implications of what this may mean. Whilst the 12th Doctor wouldn't become aware until later on in his life that it was in fact Missy's previous incarnation who had escaped Gallifrey, it still meant that if the Master had escaped Gallifrey, Gallifrey itself could have returned, but also things from within the Time War and possibly its aftermath could have also escaped. But that brings to a close another fan theories. However, this is a setup to a second part of this fan theory where we're going to look at several other instances where the Doctor should have recognised the Master. But for now, that brings to a close another video. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. Be sure to subscribe.